What's up, guys? Textgraphic here with another look at some of the figures we got this week. Today we're looking at the Masters Universe new Eternia Mossman figure. Now, this was barely released, I believe last week. I went ahead and ordered it, and it came in already. And the crazy thing about it is, I have the other one, and I was never a huge fan of that one. I just got it because I got it, and I had a feeling that they were going to go ahead and re-release this figure. So of course, I went to San Diego Comic-Con. I was able to see it. Well, I think it still was in the box. I don't think it was out. So I went ahead and said, you know what? Let's go and grab it. And sure enough, I'm going to be surprised when I open it to look at it. And I might just do an unboxing here on camera. So I could actually both get a reaction also of it, because I have not seen any videos or anything of it. I did see the pictures of it online, but I haven't seen it in person. So let's go and dive in, and let's do a quick also unboxing of this as well, not just also the packaging. As you can see, the packaging, you got Mossman right in the front and center. You got like a snake, what is that, a dragonfly, a mouse, a caterpillar. Look at that caterpillar. A snail, basically, and some flowers and stuff like that, some plants. On the side, you have, I guess, like a bird or something, and more plants. On this side, Intel Creations. And on the back, you have Mossman out of hiding. It looks really awesome. I mean, the original designs inspired by the classic concept. So that's the one thing about new Eternia. And the crazy thing about it is, I'm still not going to give up my classics figures, but I found myself liking the Masterverse, or the new Eternia figures a lot more than the original Origin ones. And so I need to find a place for these. I have a few up, but maybe, I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look what's inside. You got this right here, bio of Mossman, the heroic spy and masters of camouflage. You got this side, I guess his mace right there, and you got this cool little logo of him and everything. And there he is. Oh wow. So I guess you can put this as a background, Pete, if you really wanted to, which is really cool. So I'll move that out of the way. Oh man, he's a big boy. He looks cool. Wow, I'm really liking this. Wow, he looks really cool. So he's a big boy. Yeah, he's as big as what's his name? Snout Spout. So let me go ahead and like I said, Masterverse, it's still going strong. I need some scissors. So I gotta take all these ties out. But yeah, it's really, really cool how, these figures are, coming along. And, I mean, I don't know. It's weird how, I guess in a sense, if you didn't collect classics, you can collect these. And I noticed also classics have gone down in prices. If you noticed that, I guess people were like, oh, I'll just buy the Masterverse version instead, and stuff like that. So, bear with me. I'm probably going to fast forward this part because it is taking too long. But yeah. Alright. Wow. He is a big boy. I'm not gonna lie. He looks really cool. I know some people were a little, bummed that he wasn't flocked. Which it would have been pretty cool. But I noticed that the flock stuff does come off after time. So, But yeah, here he is. So, really, really cool. I'm really liking him. So yeah, let's go ahead and put him down and take a closer look at this guy. So we'll be right back. All right, here's Mossman with a closer look. He's out of the packaging. I'm really liking this. This looks really cool. Like, I mean, I know he is supposed to be bigger. Just like, I mean, you know, we got Snout Spout, and Snout Spout was one of my favorites out of the lines. So Mossman looks really good. I'm loving all the colors, the greens. There's different types of greens on him, and you got those browns, and you know, just all that, you know, I guess you know, forest stuff on him. Here's a closer look at his face sculpt. That looks really cool. I mean, wow, look at the face. You know, you got those green eyes coming out, really nice. And then you got, you know, I guess this bark around him, some coming out like that, kind of like what I think Beastman would probably be like. I wasn't a big fan of the Beastman that came out with Masterverse. I felt like he needed more, and I think this probably would have been a pretty cool way to have him. But, you know, I don't know. I'm sure they'll make another one. And of course, there's an Ozempic Beastman, which I have not got. I don't think I'm going to get that one. But anyway, so back to Mossman. You got this cool belt right here with that yellowish gold, or you know, I don't know what kind of color that would be. And then you got his leaf loincloth, and those big old legs, and you know, those big old feet. He looks really cool. Like, I really, he looks really nice. I like him. Like, I'm like, wow, this is a really cool figure. Definitely, little pricier though. I think he was like $35 plus shipping, so that was a little pricier than I normally would pay for a Masterverse figure. But yeah, this was pretty cool. All right, so he does come with a couple of accessories, or a couple of things actually. First off, he comes with this dagger. So, you know, not really, I guess, an offset gold on him, which is really cool. And then he comes with his mace. There's some green touches to it. You know, pretty neat, pretty neat, pretty neat. And then I guess he has some different type of, oh, okay. So it looks like his belt was detached, and you can attach it on him to put the dagger. So let's go ahead and do that. That's kind of weird that that came out like that. Usually that stuff's already on him, so. Okay, this is a little hard to get on. Am I supposed to put on the side, or where am I supposed to? Oh, here we go. So I guess you put it above the belt. Yeah, like I said, it's kind of weird that that was not already attached to him. So there we go. See, there's a little dagger there. If I can get it in, there we go. So it doesn't look like it goes all the way in. Did I put it in right? There we go. So I got the dagger. I don't see anywhere the mace would go, but you know, that's cool. And then he has, I guess, a gripping hand, or a different type of hand for the bark, I guess. So, yeah, just putting the hand out, and you can put the, oh, no. So basically you have, you know, his hand, you know, vine hand, which you normally would do, so, or have, so you can, yeah, pretty cool figure. All right, so let me get him on my turntable to get my final thoughts on the new Eternia Mattel Creations Mossman. All right, here are my final thoughts on the Masterverse new Eternia Mossman figure. Now, this guy came out of left field. I find it interesting that like they're redoing mostly all the figures, and they're even redoing the to make the retro line also, because I know Man at Arms and Stratos are coming out again, which we got them at Masterverse, or new Eternia versions. So it's a little frustrating because it's like, you know, you buy one and then like later they come out with one and you gotta like get rid of the other. So I'm gonna actually do a major sale, especially the original Mossman of this guy. I'm gonna sell them off because if anybody's interested, there's a bunch of them that I have that I'm gonna sell. I'm not gonna sell them pretty too expensive. I just want to, because why would I need the other Mossman now? Right? Why would I need that other Stratos if I get the retro one? Why would I need that? I think there's like 4 or 5 of Man at Arms. I have 2 of them. So it's a little frustrating because it's like you collect and then more come, and I don't know. But you know, the funny thing about it too is like Faker, there is the retro one that came out, which has that ugly face, but the Faker that came out Masterverse, he's pretty badass. So it's like I haven't got that Faker yet because I'm just kind of like waiting, even though I saw him and maybe thought, okay, well, I'll get him eventually. But anyway, for this Mossman now, he is spectacular. He's definitely better than the version that we got a few years ago. In fact, like I said, I just don't feel that one at all. So it's pretty cool that we got, you know, this massive beast. In a sense, like this is the size of what Beastman should be, right? You know, I know they did another Beastman. I didn't even grab that one. I know the one that we got before is probably pretty big also, but not as big as this. This guy is huge. And in fact, like, I really feel I'm getting like a Swamp Thing vibe from him because Swamp Thing was big. So, you know, I like everything they did with him. Just a complete makeover, and that's really cool. I think, to be honest, I really feel they should have done what they did with Grizzlord and, you know, make the material for at least this part, and also the loincloth, make that feel more organic than plastic. I think that's something I think is the only thing for me that would have made this figure even shine more. Not necessarily making him flocked, but just those aspects of the armor piece right here, you know, the loincloth, and of course the bottom parts of the legs. I think those could have made it even better, like I said. But, you know, he's not, you know, like wobbly as bad as a Horde Trooper. I was very disappointed with that Horde Trooper. I'm like, I bought 2. I still have 1 in storage. I haven't even bothered opening that other one. I might end up selling that, or maybe do, you know what I need to do? Start doing giveaways, because, you know, in a sense, like, I rather give something away rather than, you know, try to sell it and get less money from it, because at least it goes to a collector. So I'm gonna look into that, because like I said, I have a few figures that I still have, you know, in box, and I just got to figure out how it works. But stay tuned for that. Well, anyway, like I said, all in all, he's a great looking figure. I love the size, I love the accessory, I love the colors. The face sculpt is really cool. You know, when I saw the, you know, San Diego Comic-Con, of course the figure wasn't out of the box. I thought, oh, here we go, here's another one. He's a little pricey though. I believe I paid $40 something for him. So, you know, these figures are starting to get, the prices are starting to get out of hand. Luckily, it's kind of like at the end. No, I don't know if it's the end of New Eternia, but what I'm saying is they already released quite a few, so it's kind of like the collection is slowing down. So that's one thing to look at. So let's see if Mondo makes a Mossman. I'm sure they're going to, but I don't know if I'll grab it. We'll see. I don't know. I always say no to Mondo, but I'm like, huh. But anyway, so far, like, I'm a little bit behind on New Eternia. I know for a fact I have Cobra Khan. He's in my loot. I'm Big Bad Toy Store. I also Hordax there too. I don't know if I'm gonna get that Tila, only because I saw the face sculpt. I wasn't a big fan. I was kind of disappointed when I saw it, because I thought freaking Evil Lynn was so gorgeous. So I thought, well, Tila's gonna be gorgeous, and no. And I also heard that there might be a retro version of Tila, so I might just wait. But why would I need that sealant when I got that beautiful Mondo version? But anyway, speaking of Mondo, this week they're gonna go ahead and drop the pre-orders for the 2000X line, and I am all for that clawful. So it's so funny because I'm like, okay, well maybe Masterverse will be coming out with slowly things, you know, and so they're still coming out with some figures. But I said, oh no, and there's not another line, but here comes Mondo. I'm telling you, when I went to San Diego Comic-Con and I saw that, I was like, that maybe I might just get clawful by itself. Why get the others? But I don't know. I have a feeling I'm gonna collect the those figures as well. It just doesn't stop. I'm telling you, it just doesn't stop with these figures, right? I mean, it's an addiction. You know what I mean? Instead of, you know, drugs and alcohol, I'm addicted to figures, and I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing. I don't know. All I know is that I'm not saving money, which is something I need to do, right? Anyway, so like I said, you know, this guy, he is still on the Mattel Creations website, I believe. So they're not selling out like they used to. I still haven't got Dispara. What's the other one that I think I needed and I haven't got her? There was one other figure that I didn't grab yet that I think that's still on Creations right now. And I can't think of it off the top of my mind. The Grayskull, what's her name? I forgot what her name was, but she's like from the Grayskull line. I don't know, the Power of Grayskull. Is it Power of Grayskull? Or I don't know. What's her name? That other female character that's out there, I haven't grabbed her yet. So I don't know. Like I said, like I'm trying to be picky and choosy with my characters, but it's really hard because it's like we got this week, like I said, McFarlane Toys is gonna go release their stuff. I recently purchased the She-Ra figure, and I also paid for my HasLab Snowcat. And then, of course, we got some more G.I. Joe figures coming. So, you know, we still got more video. I guess I got more content to make, right? All right, anyway, long rant. I'm so sorry. But here is Mossman. He's gorgeous. I really recommend him. I think he's really cool. I mean, you know, maybe you can wait till they do their sales, probably. Because, like I said, $40 for a figure is really hard to swallow these days. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't get it. You know, the prices of everything are just going up instead of going down. So I don't know, but anyway, all right, let me know what you think in the comments if you collect this line, and until next time, we will see you later. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.